Welcome, in front of me is an LG G8X, and today I will show you how to go through the setup process of the device. And when you boot it up for the first time, you'll be presented with a welcome screen where you get to choose your language. Now I'm going to stick with English, but as you can see you have a plethora of other languages to choose from. So once you selected it, tap on the arrow to go to the next page, and then on this page we can set up a new second space or a screen, which just seems to change how this looks like. I believe this is also incorporated with the actual display that you can clip on it, because this device does come with that case. So I can actually quickly grab it just so you can see what I mean. So I'm talking about this little case that has the second display. So you just plop it in here and you have the second display right here. So I believe because it is exactly the same display right here and that you have on this phone, including that notch, as you can see right here, for the camera, even though this doesn't have a camera, I believe this is what this is for. So I'm just gonna stick with the normal one, and from here tap on next to get to the next page where we have the option to insert our SIM card. Now this step is completely optional. You can choose to insert it, skip it, whatever you want. It's completely up to you. The moment you insert a SIM card, it will work completely fine without any problem and without any kind of need to do any kind of extra work, apart from maybe putting in a pin for the SIM card if you have one set on it. So I'm just gonna skip it for now and then go to the Wi-Fi connection. Again, this step is completely optional. You can turn on and connect to Wi-Fi if you wish to. So as you can see, I can just tap on it. It will connect after a second. Now the benefit of connecting to Wi-Fi is the fact that throughout the setup you will have the option to connect to your Google account as well. And furthermore, later on, restore a device from an old backup that is located on the Google Cloud. But this is completely optional. So from here we have the option to restore the device, copy apps and data from, well, different device. I'm just gonna select on copy and set it up as new. And as you see, here we have the option to log into our Google account. Like I said, this is only visible if you connect to your Wi-Fi. If you don't have any kind of network connection, this will just not be visible at all. It will pass it. And I'm just gonna skip it as well, so I don't have to log in. And here we have date and time. So it actually looks like it's right now correct. Primarily, if you choose to connect to Wi-Fi, it will basically get the correct information about date and time from the net. If you choose to skip it, it might try to set it correctly based on localization, but most of the time it kind of fails at it. So I'm just gonna tap on next, considering it was correct, and then we have Google services. So right here we have services like location scanning and send user and diagnostic data. Now, location is basically just GPS tracking that is used for things like Google Maps, probably the best option, but there are also apps that will want access to it even though they shouldn't have any reason to need it. Things like the smart appliances and stuff like that, there's literally no reason for them to have it. Now you can disable that, and by disabling the first option it will also disable scanning. So I believe this just later on turns off a couple toggles that you can still turn on later on. Just as the localization, this is a simple toggle in your notification panel. So whatever you set right here, know that it can be changed later on. And then at the bottom we also have the send user and diagnostic data, and this is just gathering data on you and sending it to Google. Now I'm not sure, but there is a chance also that it gathers, for instance, what you're looking at and then tries to give you relevant ads based on your search history. But I'm not exactly sure if it works like that. So let's just go to more and accept. And from here we have option to select protection to our device. So it opts into fingerprint by default. That's what's selected. Now note that if you try to set up a fingerprint, it will still force you to set a PIN pattern or password. That is so if something happens with your finger, if you cut it or whatever, you still have additional ways of unlocking the device. I'm just gonna go with a simple pattern right here. Select pattern. There we go. And from here it asks you for secure startup. This will basically force you to put in your PIN pattern password when the device is booting up. So this is right before you actually boot into Android. It will give you the PIN pattern password to confirm, and then the device boots up fully and asks you again for it. So I'm just going to select no thanks. It seems redundant to put your PIN pattern password twice in a row. And from here we can draw our pattern or whatever you have chosen. Tap on next, redraw the same shape or PIN or pattern password and confirm it. And there we go, screen lock has been set. There are some legal documents, so choose your region, EU, and there's the legal documents. Now you can basically scroll through this tiny little window and read it, the full document if you wanted to. But at the end of the day you do have to agree. As you can see, this is required right over here. And also if we scroll down, this is also required, privacy policy, so agree to it. And scroll down and click on done. The rest of them are optional, so you can read what it does, and if you want it, tap on I agree. If you don't want it, just leave it empty. And there we go, we're done with the setup. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.